Welcome, friends, to the Confused Breakfast, the podcast where we hit pause on the chaos of today and rewind to a simpler time when it wasn't about convenience, it was all about the experience. Remember the magic of a Friday night trip to the video rental store?
Oh, yeah.
Wandering the aisles, making the big decision of what movie was coming home with you. No scrolling, no algorithms, just pure vibes. We're part of the last generation that knows the joy of the search, the snap of the plastic clamshell, and the memories made along the way. We're here to revisit the movies that shaped us and defined our childhoods to see if they still hit the same way or if nostalgia is doing all the heavy lifting. My name is Mike Schulte. Joining me as always, two dudes who taught me that respect is all you have left in the morning. Sean Pryor and AJ Vance, how the heck are ya?
Sometimes, Mike.
Sometimes even take that away.
Yeah.
So,
But when you disrespect yourself all night and then wake up with a little bit more disrespect, at least just know that you're going to suds on your podcast that you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's usually a great time.
Yeah. You're as close as anything to a friend in a place like this as you can get.
Yeah.
You know, Mike?
Well, speaking of friends, my shout out of the week, this is my new segment.
Oh.
Sean Pryor over here has a band that's fucking awesome called Dream Thief. And they just released a new album called Disrupt the Flow of Everyday Life. I got my fucking vinyl in the mail the other day, and I spun it, and it sounds incredible. You should know that this isn't all that we do. We also play music, and you should check out Sean's fucking band.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
You
you.
should. There's still vinyl left, man?
Oh, yeah. We can send you one. We can send you a copy. Just hit me up, and we'll get it to you.
Band's called Dream Thief.
I also have the vinyl. I also got it. I got it, and I held it, and I love it. So
We're all wearing
you're
sunglasses. AJ's bluffing. He didn't buy it. Watch the YouTube. We're all wearing sunglasses.
they called me out. Oh,
Thank you guys for
tell.
purchasing one. It's a dream come true. I appreciate it.
Well, boys, on today's episode, the exciting conclusion of May of Damon. We're discussing a cult classic that helped launch the poker boom of the early 2000s, inspiring millions of dudes to think that they could turn $100 into a Vegas bankroll, and giving us the most unhinged Oreo-eating villain of all time. It's Matt Damon playing a genius again, Ed Norton being a menace, and John Malkovich going full cartoon Russian mobster. We're, of course, talking about 1998's Rounders.
Well, dang it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another nostalgic journey to the past with the Confused Breakfast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy wherever you are in the world. Take it away, boys.
Well, if you're new to the podcast, we're going to be reviewing the movie scene by scene with a modern eye, but first we must talk about it with pure nostalgia. It's very rare that I go first, but this was my choice for May of Damon. I'm going to go first.
do it.
I very much hated the idea of poker and how all the cool bros out there thought poker was so cool and Texas Hold'em, and it's not about the luck of the cards. It's about the man. It's about the man playing the man. It's like, no, it's not. It's literally the luck of the draw. I was never any good at poker. I've got buddies, like I'll reference him later. Ted Fouts is pretty much a professional poker player.
Sounds like a professional poker player.
Teddy. We call him Teddy.
He's got
In fact,
the name.
I asked him a lot about this movie. We'll talk about it later, but he was always so good at it, and I'd play and I'd immediately lose my money, and I'm like, this is stupid. So while I enjoyed the movie, I was, American History X had just come out, I think. I was an Ed Norton fan. I liked Matt Damon. I just didn't care about the subject matter, and I hated that it made poker more popular and people wanted, instead of us like going out to the bar and having fun, it's like, let's stay home and do poker night.
People started buying those like clear green visors and everything.
Yeah.
For the reference, don't invite me to a poker night. I won't come. My rating on this is a 5.6789, a straight. Sean, how about you, buddy?
Man,
hate you
I
so
went
much.
to the video rental store and rented a bunch of DVDs, and this was one of them. And I had like maybe like a stack of 5 DVDs that I got from the video rental store, and I was like kind of shuffling through them and seeing which one I was going to watch. And this one did not come up because I have never seen it. Nor have I ever rented it, nor have I ever wanted to see this movie. Don't know why.
I actually kind of wondered if you and AJ had both never seen this. So, AJ, come on, go ahead and bluff us into thinking that you saw this movie before.
Checking his cards.
Checking his cards.
Check. I've seen this movie before.
Yeah!
I have seen this movie before. I went into this because, like, there was a moment where, like, everybody kind of goes through their, like, kind of card playing phase.
No, they don't.
I think they do.
No, they don't.
You did, Mike.
The only time I've ever done good at cards was at Sean's bachelor party, and I cleaned every single person out because I was just perfectly drunk and didn't care.
See, there you go.
I think it was me and Shane at the end. I was like, Shane, just give me all your money. He's like,
My
okay.
dad's still mad about it.
Thank you.
Really?
No.
Thank you for sharing your poker phase, your card.
My
phase
poker
with
phase
us.
was one night at Sean's bachelor party.
My poker face. He's a Lady Gaga fan.
Same.
Not really.
So, well, prove
Let's
it.
put her in every single movie.
Yeah, duh. Everybody goes through their card phase, guys. I really do believe this. But I remember going through it and being like I wanted to watch anything that was cards, like Ocean's 11, and like you're watching like Casino, you're watching anything that was like
21.
Casino 21, big one. Oh yeah, 21's a great comfort movie for me. Can't wait to get to that one. But Rounders came up, and I was like, cool. I was like, I want to see what this is all about, and it was like I was too amped up. I was way too in the mode of wanting another 21. Not Rounders.
Yeah.
I was like, this is boring as shit. I was like, Ed Norton, this is going to be awesome. And then he's just kind of like a scuzz. And you're just like, God, I just don't like anybody in this movie. I just thought it was like weirdly over the top, but like also just boring at the same time. And so I'll honestly, I will give this movie, nostalgically a 4.3.
4.3. We got Starling as an executive producer on today's show. He says, well, son of a bitch. All this time I thought Rounders was the one where they shoot curved bullets. Turns out that's Wanted with James McAvoy, not Ed Norton. My bad. Meanwhile, Rounders has apparently been out here for decades, starring a whole lineup of people I had no idea ever sat at the same poker table. News to me. Looking forward to finally seeing this NA for Starling as well.
Wow.
As a group, me and AJ are a 4.99 nostalgically.
Let's go.
That's bottom 10. That is not as good as Aliens, The Evil Dead, and Blair Witch, all very spooky movies, but slightly better than Groundhog Day and Jaws.
Yeah.
Per our nostalgic brains.
I like those odds.
Once again, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Thanks.
We're going to strip that nostalgia completely away because it's only modern day vibes from here. Let's go to Sean, learn all the important details of the movie. What you got, Sean?
Produced by, Joel Stillerman and Ted Demme. Written by David Levian and Brian Koppelman. Cinematography by Jean-Yves Escoffier. Also did Underrated Dream Lover, Not Underrated, The Crow City of Angels, Gummo, and Good Will Hunting. All in the same year. Music by Christopher Young, one of my favorite composers, actually. He did Hellraiser, The Dark Half, Swordfish, and Ghost Rider. Edited by Scott Chestnut. Directed by John Dahl, another underrated director. He did the underrated Nicolas Cage starring Red Rock West, The Last Seduction, Unforgettable, Joyride, and a bunch of TV.
He always points to me for weird movies.
Yeah.
You like those movies.
I do. Let's
They're not
watch it.
necessarily weird. You
Pitch
just watch
Black,
it.
Vin Diesel.
I love Pitch Black. He just remembers.
I did too.
Cast: Matt Damon, Edward Norton, Gretchen Mol, John Malkovich, John Turturro, Martin Landau, Famke Jensen, Goten Viznik, Michael Rispoli, Adam Lefevere, and David Zayas. Writers David Levine and Brian Koppelman were friends who had met on a trip to the American West. The two would exchange movie, TV show, and music recommendations from one another and learn that their interests align, one of those interests being poker. Levine and Koppelman were successful at their respective jobs that they held, but they were not satisfied. The duo made a pact to actually sit down and write a screenplay about all of their interests combined. The two would spend hours in a poker game match, much like the ones depicted in the film where they would play poker, study everyone's lingo, and write. Once they sold the script to Miramax, the movie was off and running. Koppelman and Levian had a rare hands-on approach for the film. Writers don't usually have this sort of power, but they didn't know any better, I guess. When it came to hiring a director, Miramax had several names in mind, John Dahl being one of them. Koppelman and Levian were fans of Dahl's, and so they just called him up and had a meeting with him. Dahl liked the script and decided to make the movie. The studio didn't know any of this was happening, and this would happen throughout the production, as we'll get to. It's kind of rare for just the writers to take it upon themselves and go get the people that they want, and studios to be fine with it. Just kind of a miracle. The studio also didn't know the writers basically cast Matt Damon themselves. When they had an impromptu meeting with the actor after Koppelman and Levian were playing poker and heard someone talking about movies, they leaned over and said, "We just wrote a movie about poker and Matt Damon's going to be in it." They didn't know this at the time. The guy responded, definitely, by saying, "Really? I don't know. I don't believe you." The guy was like, "Matt's literally like my best friend," and he calls him in the poker match and is like, "So Matt's coming on over here," and he's like, "Oh, sick." So in comes Matt Damon and Ben Affleck to meet these writers. They got to talking about anything and everything, the script for Rounders being one of them. The whole group played poker that night, where Koppelman and Levian would teach Damon the details of poker, like how to riffle chips. Riffle?
Yeah.
Initially, Mark Ruffalo, Steve Zahn, and Rory Cochrane were among those who auditioned.
What? Mark Ruffalo? Sorry.
That's good.
Thanks.
They auditioned for the role of Worm. The team
Steve Zahn is Worm.
Yeah, I could see it. The team were confident they could get Edward Norton for the role, but Norton was fairly big at the time, so they were unsure. But they were confident, and if they got him the script, he would just have to read it, and he would agree. He read it, and just based off the line, "What did I ever do to the guy? You fucked his mother." Well, she was a good-looking older woman. That got him in.
Okay.
Principal photography began in December of 1997 and shot mostly in New York City and some in Newark, New Jersey. Shooting went very well. The cast and crew recall having little to no restrictions, mostly because Rounders wasn't the big concern for the studio heads, as it was American History X and Good Will Hunting about to be released.
Yes.
With those movies about to be released, a lot of the pressure was off the production. Koppelman and Levian recall just sitting around on set, hearing stories from Martin Landau about James Dean, then the next day watching Malkovich work, and the next day watching Turturro work, saying they just got to watch their favorite actors say the lines that they wrote. Before the movie was released, Norton and Damon were invited to the Weinsteins for a game of poker, where Norton and Damon would game them like the characters in the movie. Damon would read Norton's tells and fold here and there, and it worked. They cleaned the Weinsteins out.
Fuck yeah.
Which is awesome to hear. Rounders was released September 11th, 1998, close call. And on a budget of $13 million, the film made $22.9 million at the box office.
Chill. All right.
That's all I got.
Oh, like Sean, now we got to go to AJ. He did the research. We got to learn about what critics and fans thought about this movie. What do you got, bro?
Listen, here's the thing. If you can't spot the tomato meter in the first half hour at the table, then you are the tomato meter. Gross. Not that bad. It's 64%. Not certified, but just 64%.
Okay, just to prove how knowledgeable movie critics are, per the critics, this movie is better than Back to the Future 2, but not as good as Cliffhanger.
Okay.
Which means Cliffhanger is better than Back to the Future 2.
Wow.
Per the critics, just throwing it out there.
That's quite a line to get there too. You know, Back to the Future 2? Yeah, well, it's not as good as Rounders. You know what's better than Rounders? Cliffhanger. Jesus, where are we going with this?
Yeah, I don't know your taste at all.
Yeah, I don't know anything about what's. Jeez, 87% on the popcorn meter from audiences. This is a 7.3 on IMDb.
7.3 of all the movies we've done. That is in our top 100, tied with Point Break, Raising Arizona, Election, and Face Off.
Okay.
Per the fans.
Per the fans. Let's see. How about Mark Caro with the Chicago Tribune? Lazy, predictable, and even dumb about what happens away from the tables. Thanks, Mark. The New York Times, Janet Maslin gave it an 80 out of 100.
Damn.
Mischievously entertaining, Dahl's film has character in oversupply, even if its actual characters are sometimes thin. Poker Fever makes up for whatever the story lacks in everyday emotions. Fair enough. Let's see. There's some bad ones in here, guys. Los Angeles Times, Kenneth Turan, 40 out of 100. Like Malkovich's out of control Russian accent, Rounders ends up reaching a place too hard to understand and even harder to believe in. All right. Sounds good. This is an 8 out of 10 for someone out there called Armando Barajas, 91. This is fairly recent. Great movie. Edward and Damon, perfect chemistry. If you are truly a card player, you can relate to the story as well as the attitude that Mike has in the movie. Worm is a good character that many of us know. The movie is so well done and so well delivered. You get attached to every character in the movie. The movie is packed with great twists and suspense. It keeps you at the end of your seat. The acting by Damon and Norton is so well done that they can carry the movie all the way to the end. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. They finished it. Yep.
Who knew a movie about poker would be so good and so entertaining? I give Rounders an 8 out of 10.
All right.
This is a 10 out of 10. I hate poker. I think gambling is for chumps. I love this movie.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun, start to finish. Great performances all around. Like, everyone is excellent. I don't even know how to play cards. It was still a blast for me.
See, this is a rational person that goes, you know what? I don't like something, but I can appreciate it.
This is really cool. I like the story a lot.
This is enjoyable.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm having a good time.
And now I'm going to move on with my fucking life.
Yeah.
There it is.
Maybe I'll watch this movie again. Maybe I won't. But I did like
But
it.
guess what? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Somebody might throw it on. Who knows? I don't know why I even I'm bringing this one up, but for some reason it made me laugh, and it's probably not going to be funny here. But it's a 10 out of 10 called Probably. Just as my mom mentioned this one time and wanted to get it from the video shop, but somebody wanted to watch something else. Next time we went to the video store, it wasn't there anymore.
So that's just like
I bet it was a 10 out of 10.
my experience with the movie, man.
Anyway.
Somebody took the time.
No, it's a thing. It's the thing that the internet has created that we all think that someone wants to hear our opinion on something.
I know.
No one does want to hear your opinion on something, but we think they do.
Yeah.
And he's like, somebody needs to hear this.
You know what? 2 out of 6 people did justify that by finding the review helpful. They probably thought, like, shoot, it's not in the movie stores anymore.
My movie store's closed. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
You're
why.
right. You know why? Because it's 2021 when you wrote this. Like, what the fuck? They didn't have any of the movies because it was probably fucking closed. God. How about this? 9 out of 10. No bluffing here. Hey, let's do it. The most vivid, realistic poker movie ever by people who know what they're talking about. Ooh. The dramatic action and poker action are artfully intermingled, buttressed by excellent performances. The strong story of a young man coming to self-realization makes this especially memorable. Great. Snoozers. That's what this guy said. This is Wendy. Oh, do you like watching people play golf on TV? Yeah, I do. Then you might like this film where they play cards. Great, I'll check it out.
Okay.
That's right, cards. And we have to watch them play cards and watch them some more. And then for the big finale, they play cards. Wow. Hardly thrilling. Cards. Unless you are playing them, which I did during this movie to keep myself awake.
You're saying watching people play cards is boring, but you playing cards yourself is
super exciting.
Somewhat stimulating.
Super exciting.
Okay.
It's super exciting. So, yeah, that's what we got there, guys. So, no, never mind.
Okay. Well, friends, you've just sat down at the table and you're holding a full house. Jacks over tens. Across from you isn't Teddy KGB. It's 3 dudes pretending they understand Texas Hold'em just because they wore out a Blockbuster copy of Rounders. You hear that voice in your head. If you can't spot the sucker in your first half hour at the table, then you are the sucker.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's us. We're the suckers.
Yeah.
We've always been.
Yeah.
Welcome to the underground world of Oreo-munching mobsters, law school prodigies with poker addictions, and a guy named Worm who somehow makes every situation worse. You've already anteed up by hitting play. It's time to go all in. Pay that man his money.
His money.
Here we go. Scene 1. Mike McDermott is a skilled poker player, but he loses 3 stacks of high society at an underground game run by Russian mobster Teddy KGB. Shaken by the loss, Mike promises his girlfriend Jo that he's done with poker and takes a part-time takes a part-time job while working his way through law school. He helps one of his professors at a judge's card game.
Just hit me with prop.
You just want to go right away to the prop?
Ooh, here's a prop.
You can't have it.
I'm going to need the chip holder full of Oreos.
No!
Wow.
Yep.
Should have jumped on that one.
That's the one. That's the one.
I just don't feel like you're allowed to have it in the opening moment of scene.
Where in the rule book does it say that?
I don't know.
You should have called his bluff, Mike. I think that's poker talk. Yeah.
I honestly, I was so all in on that being my prop that I don't have one now. Like my brain will not allow me to pick anything else because I just want the don't touch Oreo.
Maybe he has multiple, and you can have one too.
Okay, is that okay?
Yeah.
Just give me one of the Oreos so that I can place it inside of your prop.
Don't touch.
Okay.
There's when in the opening scene actually, there's a where he's getting out all these stashes of cash. There's a stash that's in a Lone Wolf cigar box.
Yeah.
I want that cigar box. I'm all about the vessels, and then it's got Lone Wolf. Oh, come on, bro.
Lone Wolf, yeah,
Let's
dude.
go, baby.
That's sick. I do like the. What do we think of the voiceover throughout the entire movie?
It's actually pretty great because most people think about when this movie came out. Most people didn't necessarily know Texas Hold'em that well.
Mm-hmm.
This was going to start to really grow the game as things went forward. It's necessary to explain sort of what's going on and why things happen in a very accessible way that doesn't bore you too much. We're watching and we're hearing the basic necessities of card playing without being too detailed and too bogged down.
Texas Hold'em is
I
the
agree.
Cadillac of poker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just little things.
Yeah.
Like we need to know that.
It makes it sexy,
Yeah.
right? Without making it overbearing, you know? Like, it really does. I like the voiceover. I like the way that Matt Damon does it. He does the relaxed voiceover, not the over the top voiceover. He
Yeah.
could have been like, it could be Texas Hold'em's the Cadillac of poker.
Yeah.
Teddy Phelps used to play this and used to do it like it's like
Or Texas Hold'em's the Cadillac of poker.
yeah, the Cadillac of poker. You come on in, yeah, you got to sit down, buckle up because
It's the most extreme elimination challenge.
yeah.
It's a calm way that he's speaking.
Yeah.
Which is important because it's giving you the calm necessary to sit at this table with Teddy KJB. you know?
Right.
And I never paid too much. I've seen this movie 15 times maybe. I never paid too much attention to what hands they had in these scenarios. And I think it's very important, and they don't dwell on it here, but this first time he loses all his money, he has Mikey has an ace-9 in his hands, and an ace-9 and an 8 fall on the flop. So right now he's got 2 pair, and then a 9 hits again.
Right.
So he's got a 9 high full house.
Right.
With 3 9s, 2 aces. The only hand that can beat him is the 3 aces, 2 9s. There is no other hand that can possibly beat what he has right here other than the one that Teddy KGB has. And that's why it's so interesting to me that, of course, he went all in because the chances of him, we've already seen 2 aces. The chances of the other 2 aces being in his hands are so small. But that's why KGB doesn't even want to see Mike's cards. KGB throws down the 2 aces and gets up and walks away because he knows that there is nothing that he could possibly have that could beat his cards. And he knew that going into it, being like, I just won this pot no matter what.
It's up to him if he fucks up or not.
Yeah. And it's wild because then they keep talking about how, he beat me. Or like he was just a better player. Or no, I got beat. It's like you didn't get beat. You did exactly what you should have done, and you got unlucky. But too often poker players will say that like, it's not luck. This was strictly luck.
Yeah. And
this was strictly luck.
It is. They do imply that he's like, well, it's because I couldn't get his tail, which is revealed later to be just like.
But even then, you still, even then, you still have to bet it all on this hand.
Yeah, I mean, true. Yeah, and
no matter what,
I will say, coming back a little bit, like for the voiceover and everything like that. And when this movie first started, I'm like, is this movie gonna like act like it's too cool for itself? And I fall right into it.
Yeah.
Like, so I do agree that I really do like the voiceover, and I do like this setup and character mentality that we get from Mike right off the bat. And I really like how they introduce pretty much like the villain of the movie right here, and we don't see him literally until like the end.
It's almost like this could have been here's the end of the movie first. But wait, let's get you there. And it sort of is, but it's not, because it's like, here's this kid we don't know much about. He's going to do it. Oh my God, you can feel his pain sitting there at the table, and he's like you can feel Matt Damon acting his way through that pain right there.
Yeah. I was going to say, I thought that was like one of the better parts of like, not saying let's get the best part of the performance or anything, but that right there, that moment where he's just like,
yeah,
$30,000 in 1998 was that double now?
Yeah, I mean, yes, you're probably looking at like
$50,000-$60,000 gone because another guy got lucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you did everything you were supposed to do.
The luckiest.
The absolute luckiest.
Dude,
no skill involved whatsoever in what Teddy KGB did.
Mm-hmm. I say this all the time about like going and like playing blackjack at the casino, right? Like you go with your buddies and stuff, and like if there's like 3-4 of you and you all sit down at the table, then it's kind of nice because you kind of run the table, right? Like you're all there, you know each other.
It's the best.
It's whatever. But if you go in like a lone guy, and you're like me, you don't like, I know blackjack, but I don't like know blackjack, I know what beats what, and I kind of know when to hit, and I like all that stuff. I don't play it a ton, but you sit down at a fucking table, and like there's always that one fucking guy that you sit next to that sits there, and if you have the audacity to ask the dealer, because the dealer's going to help you.
Yeah.
You have the audacity to ask the dealer. It's like, what do you think here? And then the guy always chimes in like, the book will always tell you. You always
funny
hit
how
on
they
that.
talk about a book, and I've never seen a book.
You always hit on that. No,
this guy definitely has shades on. He's got at
Yeah.
least 2 chins. You're not sure if it's hair plugs or it's just a spiky hair that's gelled really, really weird. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
And it's like you always hit on that, and then it's like, all right, well, it's like hit, and it's like bust, and it's like, oh yeah, well that'll happen, but the book will tell you it will. I swear to God, and it's just like, I don't give a shit. Like,
okay, pay for your third hooker of the night, dude.
Yeah,
like,
it's like that's the kind of shit. It's always the fucking luck, like you're saying, Mike. It's like
total.
These people are always just like, no, there's rules. There's rules. No, there's fucking luck. It's cards, man.
Now
like annoying.
There is an art form to
Sure.
to reading people, which is why I've never been good at it, because I don't know how to hide the feelings that I have when I'm looking at my cards.
I say whatever comes to my mind.
I'm the best.
Holy shit! It's 3 aces. It's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah. Shit. Oh man, this. Oh wait.
Yeah. And
My favorite thing is I'm the complete opposite. I just can't help but like start laughing about everything, so no one can read what I'm doing because I'm just always constantly laughing, like
laughing at how bad your hand is,
or how good it is.
We're having a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
But that's why this movie is so great. Is it does show some of that stuff. Like, I think truthfully, one of my favorite scenes of this movie is where he ends up walking into this judge's game.
Mine too.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just like, I don't know why it makes me, I'm just like smiling looking at him being able to show off the knowledge he knows right away. He walks in this room and he knows everything about every player. That is where the skill in poker comes in. But that's more of like a life skill, I think, than just a knowing a poker hand that somebody might have. But what a big dick move to just be able to walk in that room of very important judges and to the balls to pull that off. It just like makes me go, yeah, this is fucking awesome.
Almost too, like pulling back the curtain a little bit, Matt Damon, the balls that he has to have to perform in front of Martin Landau. Like, I know it's his job, he's getting paid for it, but whatever. Like,
Martin Landau.
It's fucking Martin Landau, okay? But Martin Landau's so good in this. Matt Damon's great in this. But yeah, this scene, I don't know. There's just something cool about this movie. So cool. There's something very, very cool about this whole movie, and that's kind of what won me over. I'll get to my flaws a little later, but I agree with you. This scene is just like it's the like the assassin who's out of the game now, like John Wick. He's like, I don't do that stuff anymore. It's just cool, and to be able to like tell what everyone's doing is it's fucking badass. I don't know. There's no other way to describe it. So someone else talk, please.
It's that moment in your life where you can your specialty, the thing you're best at, you can use in an applicable setting to further you in your life.
Yeah, it's like
it's a rare moment.
If a couple people were trying to figure out who directed this movie, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, it was George Romero.
And pretend that those people were like really high up CEOs of A24.
Yeah.
And they were actually trying to hire somebody that would be good at this, and you somehow were their bartender.
Yeah.
And could impress them on the spot. That is a moment that not many people take, and he took it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It like those moments don't come along they don't come along very often, but you're just like getting him doing this, and then also him calling this all off of a busted straight, I think is what he says, is again, it's like it's pretty phenomenal. It's a fun thing to watch, and like you say, Sean, it's just so fucking cool. Like, he is a very cool character, even though technically, by all intents, he's kind of nerdy almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going to be a lawyer. He's like, he can read people, or maybe he's the cards
Doesn't
guy.
have many friends.
Doesn't have a lot of friends.
His only real friend that he has is Joe. You don't ever like meet anyone else other than Worm.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's not technically friends with these poker players.
Maybe
Kanish.
Yes.
I mean, like he's about as close to a friend as you can have. Like, I don't think he trusts him.
I think he trusts him to a degree of like, I know he doesn't have ill intent towards me.
Yes.
That's it.
But I'm not going to invite him over for like a grill out next weekend with my girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I kind of want to bring this up since we have met Kanish already, John Turturro. I turned this on. This is my first time watching it, and I was like, oh no. Like, I think I've already said it before, but like, are they going to take this way too seriously? Because I don't know if I can handle this.
Yeah.
And be so cool about something that's just cards.
That's not cool.
Take it or leave it. But somehow they pull it off, man. Somehow they make it like almost like feel like a gangster movie.
Yes.
But fun as well.
But not dangerous.
Not dangerous,
It's
right.
like, it's trying to be dangerous, but it's not like you ever really feel like someone's going to die.
Right. I think I read something where there's no weapons used at all in this movie.
Yeah.
And but it feels like a gangster movie, and it's kind of miraculous to me that it works when it's just poker.
Yeah.
It's funny because now thinking about that, it all seems like it does seem kind of like serious. Think about the other guys who are playing these high stakes games. One of them's the principal from Billy Madison.
Yes,
Is it really?
Yeah. And then a couple, they look like
they're familiar
Joes,
faces,
man. Yeah. They're very like almost friendly, familiar faces, but they feel like there's still some danger behind them a little bit because
you
they're
don't
here.
necessarily
These
fully
judges,
trust
is that
them.
where
No. The friend, the poker friends.
The poker
that we'll
friends.
see eventually.
Okay.
Yeah. Like when they go to the Taj,
Okay.
and stuff, they see him again. But a couple of them were at the original table that he was playing at.
The
that
one
he
guy
lost
was
his
like,
30 grand.
shit.
Yeah. I think that guy's a comedian. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But yeah, like it's just funny. It's like it feels dangerous, but at the same time, it's like if I was anywhere else, this wouldn't feel dangerous.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I do want to talk about Joe, his relationship with Joe, because this kind of bugs me because maybe it's just because I feel like I'm lucky, but like if I'm trying to put this into the parlance of my life, like let's pretend that I got out of the music world of playing music. I've been a drummer my whole life, and I ended up like taking a bad gig and I lost all this money. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I got to focus on my family. Let's say that then I walked into a room where a room full of judges, I'm trying to be a lawyer, are like starting up their cover band and their drummer didn't show up. And I haven't played in 2 years, but I'm the best drummer they've ever seen. And I could just jump in there and like rehearse with them for a little bit. If I came home and told my wife that I go, yeah, babe, I didn't do it, she'd be like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, but you were around it.
Yeah, dude, the fact that of course he should have stuck around and played.
Duh.
To further his career into being a lawyer.
Give himself an edge.
And the fact that she's mad that she thinks like you went and played cards with these really important people that could affect your career. Fuck that bitch.
Hit the button, Mike.
Hit the button.
Hit it! If we were on a train to go punch a face, I'm on board.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's her. For me, it's her, man. I know that there's other people that are probably worth it and everything. There's plenty of like grandma and like some other people, but I think it's her, to be honest.
It's for this scene. I understand where she's coming from, but the fact that she got mad about this, it really bothers me. My wife would have been like, you stayed, right? You played drums with him, didn't you? To further our lives and our career and your success. But this chick's just like, nah, I can't believe you stayed and played cards with some judges.
Yeah. It's because it was cards. It's like if they were sitting around playing fucking Monopoly, it wouldn't have been as bad, huh?
It was fake money. Okay.
Whew. Babe, no. And he's even like, oh, no, this isn't even cards. This is just like the judge's game.
Yeah. It's like, it's...
But then she's all hot, and he's like, whatever you want, because you're super hot.
Yeah, I'll be really quick. You won't feel a thing. Wait, what?
Yeah, probably
what
true.
the fuck did he say?
She even goes, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, no, your dick's pretty big.
It's pretty big, Maddie.
I didn't get that
Mike.
exchange whatsoever.
Nope. Are you going to punch her?
I kind of want to punch Grandma just because he fucks with that dog later.
Yes.
And that pissed me off, but I'll go with this. Yeah.
I'm gonna actually punch. I just want to keep it different. I'm gonna punch the country club guy that's bluffing. That's like, come on, he's taking the money. He's like, be careful, you're gonna have to pay for your daughter's dance lessons later. He's like, I'll get money some other time.
Sweater Fest Magoo over there. Yeah,
it pissed me off that he wasn't able to beat that guy. Because he definitely could have beat that guy.
Well, he should have. Like that's the thing. And yeah, well, I mean, we'll kind of get further into that too. Like some of the stuff that Mike does actually does piss me off a little bit. So.
Well, scene 2, Mike's resolve is tested when his childhood friend Worm is released from prison. When Mike allows Worm to use his credit at the Chesterfield Club, Worm puts Mike into debt. Things get worse when Worm runs into Grandma and has bought out Worm's debt and demands $25,000 with interest juice. Mike's relationship with Joe collapses under pressure. They play some poker with friends at the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, what do we think of Edward Norton in this role?
I fucking love him in this role. I love
he does this very good,
especially as we're going to get into a little later when he plays like the loser. When they start going on that run, they go to that like sorority frat party or whatever, and even Matt Damon's character is talking about how and Worm plays the loser like a gem,
falls right back into it.
Yes,
just playing the role.
I love the description of when they show him in jail.
Yeah,
and he's messing with those dudes. He doesn't even smoke. He doesn't need the cigarettes. But
he's like, well, give me the. You're fucking out of here. Like you're signing your papers. Like give us the cigarettes.
No.
We need them more than you. He's like, I want them. I don't know what to tell you.
This is the thing about what I realized about Worm, on like the maybe it should have just been an obvious thing, right? But I just never think of it that way until I was like the third watch that I was doing, and I was watching it, and everything he wants, it's just about him. He just wants it. He just covets everything. That's all it is. It's his ownership is what that's like his bullshit trait.
Mike's goal in doing all of this was to either make it to the World Series of Poker or become a lawyer.
He wants to be
law
the
school.
best. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Worms is just to just fucking do it.
He just wants it because he wants to own it. He wants the ownership. He wants to take it. The cigarettes, right? He just wants his thing. He takes the cigarettes, most of them.
Dumps them in the trash.
Them in the trash. He says, where's the rest of it? It's a toothpick in a baggie. And if you notice, as he's walking out to the car, he throws that toothpick away.
Oh my God.
He doesn't actually care. He wants it so he can decide what to do. He doesn't give a shit about anything else. Same thing about the money. Like when he says, well, no, like just give me the $2,000. Just give me all of it back.
Yeah,
I just want it all.
I got to tell you too.
And he's ready to throw it away.
My expectations towards this movie, I was just like, I was still at this point being like, is this movie going to take itself too seriously? Because when he does get his clothes, it's like, here's your outfit for the rest of the movie. Here's your toothpick. I'm like,
you're going to have the whole movie.
Oh no, man. Like, why are you doing this? But it works.
Well, and his description of how he had to run 3 different games, and he's a smart guy. Like, Worm knows his shit. He knows exactly what he had to do to stay alive and to run shit, and he works hard at it. And he's been spending all his time learning how to deal and like undershuffle and do all the terms they call. Like, I love the character of Worm, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but I think at times Worm's actually kind of right in this whole thing, and they play him off as more of the villain, kind of. But there are times when he's right.
Oh, you like that? There's a little ace up my sleeve. He's like, no, I get it.
No, we get it.
Yeah, okay, that's way too good of a tattoo to get in prison.
Yeah, you're right.
It's pretty good. Well, he does hold a lot of money in cigarettes, so he might get the best tattoo artist of all of them.
Javier's pretty good.
Yep.
I do like the things that show us how well Worm and Mikey know each other, though, because at first Worm knows Mike so well that Mike drops him off at this place.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I got to go home. But Worm knew he was coming back.
Yeah.
And told the lady, said, he's a really good poker player. He'll be back. He looks like this. Here's his name. He knew him so well. Terrible decision by Mike here. All Mike has to do is go home.
Yeah.
It's all he has to do. But he comes back. I'll check on him. And then following that, Mike then makes another huge mistake by taking him to the Chesterfield, but then not staying.
Right.
If Mike had just left from here, Worm would have never gotten to the Chesterfield, would have never got the loan, would have had to figure everything out on his own. So the fact that Mike went back to this frat party sets the whole thing in motion to where now he doesn't want to stay out at the Chesterfield. The loans begin. This is where the problem arises.
And so he's taking loans out in Mike's name.
Only
correct?
because Mike was there to first vouch for him.
Yes. Right. Okay. And this is where Matt Damon started to win me over in this role, is because it's like a he reminds me of Robert De Niro's character in Casino.
Yeah, dude.
Where he's like running shit, and then when shit goes wrong, he's got to go down there and take care of it. So when Kanish comes and gets him, and Mike comes and gets him out of and he's at the hot dog vendor. I don't know what he like drags his finger across the wiener and licks it. It's a little weird, but I don't know. It just reminded me of his character doing that, like kind of running shit. And he's like, "Oh, you know, I'll meet up with you later." He's like, "No, fucking close it down, lose to them. We're good to go." And he just kind of takes off. I don't know. He just takes charge, and it's still cool. It's what I'm saying. But.
Well, he's earned the respect.
Yeah,
you know. He's earned the respect amongst these, like, because he does play it straight, right? But he's also proved like how good he is. People obviously respect him. He has it, he's earned it, and he's vouching. And it is it's just a great, two sides of the coin, if you will. And I think that they play against each other very, very good as a duo.
Yeah,
it's so cool that they work so well together. But at the same time, they work so well against each other, and they might not even realize it.
Yeah, it sucks because when they're first, that's one of my favorite scenes when they get into that party. And it's like we fall right back into our old routines, and these guys are too dumb. The shit we're pulling here would never fly anywhere else, but these guys are too fucking dumb to know. And placing chips certain places. They haven't done this they never say how long he was in jail, but 2 to 3 years probably.
Something like that.
So they haven't done it in that long, and they're just bam.
Yeah.
And he's playing the loser. Like, fuck you and your aces. And
Yeah.
It's so good how well they work together. But again, because they just work so good here, now they're going to get into problems moving forward.
Right.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like John Turturro in this too. I think I've mentioned a little bit, but I think it's kind of maybe one of my favorite John Turturro roles. Like underrated. At least.
Underrated.
There's a good word for it.
I think he's really cool in this. It's just cool, I guess. But like, I don't know. There's something about Kanish that's like a and not an overseer, but like a.
He's kind of that old head.
Yeah,
you
the
know, like
beacon. He's been around this. He's done it a bunch, and like he like somehow knows what's going on at every table at every moment.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, he knew Mikey kind of covers his chips with his hat.
Yeah,
because he knows Kanish is gonna be like, oh, come on, let's get out of here. Buy you a cup of coffee. Kanish knows, bro. No.
This ain't the person to do it.
This isn't the place. This isn't the place. This isn't the time. This isn't like
nothing about this is right. And he knew.
Yep, he knew that Kanish was going to try to talk him out of it. He knew that, and Kanish knew that Mike was about to probably make a mistake somehow. Somehow he knew this wasn't the time.
And then you get another Joe moment where I don't like Joe, but at the same time, Mikey doesn't quite understand sometimes maybe what's going on. And it also proves that their relationship is not perfect, and which is why I'm glad they don't try to resolve that at the end.
Yeah.
But when he comes home, and she's like, she's like, you were gambling. And he's like, man, I was nowhere near a card table. But then he talks about how he felt alive for the first time.
Yeah.
Playing cards. Guys, you don't say that to your wife or girlfriend who you've been dating for 3 years, that the first time you felt alive was playing cards with people and not being with her.
Right. You mean it wasn't going to the little rinky-dink fair and you winning that softball toss and getting me that giant gorilla off the thing? That wasn't the greatest moment?
No.
Fuck. Look, dude, what's it all been for?
Yeah, you
just don't say that, okay, guys?
Yeah. I mean, like, even if you feel it, and I believe it.
And that's where I think Mikey's not necessarily the perfect hero we want him to be. There's certain instances that we'll get to later where he doesn't have it all figured out.
Well, and I like that about him.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, the passion for this, I like that it shines through, and like eventually he's like, I was never going to be a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
I
like that.
He'd be a great lawyer if he could figure it out.
It's true. But I like that about his character, and that he's confident in that, at least. And it's cool to see, like we said before, someone who's really good at something be really good at it, and then the juxtaposition of like a lawyer,
right,
which just kind of seems so boring.
Yeah.
At first, especially, but learning to be a lawyer is boring compared to running a fucking poker game,
Yeah. Not only just like the boring nature of being a lawyer, but also like your underground gambling, which is illegal to the sense of being a lawyer.
Being legal.
Yeah, of being like upholding the law. Like, so practicing the law. So it is. It's literally like opposite ends of like, it's two different worlds,
How cool is Martin Landau as Petrovsky, and how much does it want to make you go to a bar with your own bottle of gin with a newspaper and cigarettes?
I'm telling you,
and
man.
sit by yourself.
I'm telling you, this movie made me want to do a lot of those things.
Yes.
Like, especially like I was watching with my wife, and I'm like, why do I want just a glass of bourbon, a huge cigar, and that's it, actually. maybe some papers, a book.
I want to read a newspaper or something.
Yeah.
And just sit there. I've never been able to do this, but someday I want to do it with you guys. I want to go somewhere where a bottle of whiskey and 3 glasses is on the table.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's just what we do.
You just sit there and talk.
By the way,
you've got your own bottle of whiskey.
If you want to book us at a show, that's our writer. That's all you have to do.
That's literally the only thing you have to do.
Yeah.
Yes. And there needs to be a rope around. If there's a table out in the middle, there needs to be a rope around the table, so it's just us sitting.
It's like poker. You can stand around and watch us drink.
That's it.
Which is about as exciting as watching poker.
Oh my God, Mike's about to make his move.
Oh, Mike reached for his phone. Oh no, he kept it down. Good move.
Mike's definitely about to talk about Vanilla Sky again.
Power move.
100%.
Okay, so Tom Cruise in Vanilla Sky. One of the greatest soundtracks of all time.
He did it. Yeah.
Sean's about to make a Tarantino reference.
Watch this.
Check this out.
Jackie Brown's his best movie.
Oh my God.
Holy shit, he did
I called it.
Called it.
We're on fucking DraftKings.
Oh, they're about to align. They're quoting Billy Madison again.
They're on the same pee cycle. All three of them are peeing at the same time.
Oh, somebody better stay. Somebody better watch this table.
Well, even Petrovsky has some great quotes in this movie, though, too. Like, he seems like a wise sage that really Mikey should be following more closely.
Yeah, I like his story a lot here.
His story is great, and that, you know, we can't run from who we are. Our destiny chooses us. Like that he's essentially implying to Mikey to be like, you're not a lawyer.
Yeah.
You need to move forward with what you're good at.
I think it's a double thing too. I think it's but be careful with what you're good at.
Because you're to go that way, you're going to give up some things. Yes. In a roundabout way. It's a really cool way to tell him that story.
Yeah, he's so good, man. Almost all the performances are so good in this.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't like. It was one of those things. It felt so underrated to me. It felt so. It felt very underrated. Of like his performance in this. Of just every time. I don't understand how every time we cut back to scenes with him. With Petrovsky, that it's just like you're enthralled by him.
Yeah.
You hang on his words, man.
Completely.
Like so heavily. And like I don't know what it is. I don't get it, but man, it's just so good. And this, like you were saying earlier, like the story that he tells, you're just like he's this prodigy and like I had a 40-year my yeshiva. I had a 40-year-old's understanding of the menace, whatever.
As a 12-year-old.
As a 12-year-old.
That's the kind of mashuga I want on my click.
It's been the dreidel, but like he says that he's like, and by 13, I knew I could never be a rabbi
because I did not see God in it.
It's just like
you're like
man. It is such a great analogy for like, and the problem is that it's so ambiguous though.
I know.
That it makes you think like, is he telling him though to be like, hey, you have the potential to be this wonderful lawyer, but you're hung up on these cards or whatever it is this thing is.
Yes.
However, or is it the flip? And it's like you obviously see your calling, but you're trying to be something that you're not. It's like, which one is it?
It's profound and vague enough for him to interpret it any way he wants, and also the audience, which is really cool.
And then you have to...
Great piece of writing.
Yeah, exactly. It is a great piece of writing. And then to realize that how he interprets it is what you're supposed to get out of it. Maybe,
well, because then following this, he goes home and Joe has left. And that's where you get this amazing moment where he's been thinking about this conversation. Joe's left, and Worm's sitting there being like, "Oh, wouldn't it be so great if we stacks as high as you can see?" And he goes, "Fuck it,
let's go."
And Worm goes, and he goes, "Don't tease me.
Don't
let's go play some fucking cards." And it's like, yes.
Yeah, I like the line too. He says, "I always told her she'd be a good card player. Knows exactly when to play a shitty hand."
Yeah, throw away
to lay a shitty hand.
Yeah.
And by the way, I love this moment of Worm when he's like in the poker game of life, man. That's what they always say in the poker game of life. Women are the rake. He's just like, who says that? Who fucking says that? He's like, well, they would, they should be. There's, it's just like, I like how he kind of got caught in his bullshit of just, it's like, just shut up.
It's like a Walter moment. It's like, you can't have, they're not legal enough. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
That ain't legal.
The whites. He did. That was a Walter moment for Worm.
And he's the Walter character of this movie.
You're right.
100%.
Yeah, you're right. God.
Well, scene 3, Mike and Worm hustle poker games around the city to win money. Just as Mike is close to winning the entire amount they owe at a policeman private game, Worm gets caught cheating. The troopers beat them up and take all their money, and Worm finally confesses the full truth about KGB before running off, leaving Mike to face the consequences alone.
Okay, this is where the movie fully won me over. I'm just going to read you my note that I have here. I'm like, this is fun. Everything about this makes me want cigars and scotch. I like that they're all friends and they all give each other shit. I can see how people can't get enough of this kind of thing, like especially the card game gambling sort of vibe, I guess. This whole scene's like magic. I love this, especially when like the people coming up is like, these people have no idea what they just walked into, which 2 of them are the writers. Yeah, I don't know. I love this whole thing. I love like the sense of family and community in this small sort of like New York underground gambling thing. I kind of wish the movie leaned a little bit more into that, but I love that we got this in general. You know what I mean? It's like a Paul Thomas Anderson kind of Boogie Nights, making your own family kind of thing. I love that aspect about this.
I did ask my buddy Teddy about it. He spends a lot of time at poker tables, and he said that this is kind of a true thing. Like, you'll have a couple of wily vets sitting at a table and you just got the people showing up just to be like, wouldn't it be fun to play? Like they know you right away. You're never going to win. Even if you win your card game in your basement with your buddies, you're not going to win. You're not going to make it through here. And I did ask him if a lot of people do rounders quotes at the tables. And he's like, not when things are serious, like there's no joking or saying quotes, but when you're talking at like home games or there's newer players, a lot of people are dropping the like the fucking rake quotes and he beat me straight up. Pay this man, like that kind of stuff.
Pay him his money.
He said that's pretty commonplace for sure.
Nice.
Okay. The Taj Mahal game and like that kind of stuff, is that what you're kind of saying you wish you got more of?
Yeah,
Sean?
just because first it's the Taj Mahal and then it's when he decides to go all in. Following this is when he starts going on his 3-day run.
Yes.
We're starting with Taj Mahal.
I like, Kanish showing up and Famke Janssen's there. I just like the community aspect of this. And they all know each other, and like they even say, it's like, it's fine, we all know each other. It's like, you have to pay me.
Sir, you have to pay me.
There's
I don't know, I just
there's
like that
still
aspect.
rules here, guy. Because Worm's just being Worm, and even and that's one of the lines that I cannot remember his name, but Principal from Billy Madison, he even says, he's like, if we wanted to take each other's bankrolls, we could have just stayed at home. Because they all know each other. It's like, what are we doing here?
Waiting for somebody to show up.
Yeah, exactly. And then those other 2 show up, and then you realize, they can all kind of get their own out of these guys somehow.
Exactly.
That's pretty funny. It's not like they're all playing the same table. Or like blackjack, we're all playing at against the dealer.
They're playing against each other.
So they're not necessarily fighting each other. They're going to try and take from these guys. It's interesting.
Well, this is where you realize Mikey really, he doesn't care about his law school, because full well knowing when he agreed to do this, to go to the Taj, knowing he had this giant presentation the next day.
Yeah, exactly. This moot court.
Yeah, he knew this was going to happen. He shows up late. He's not even prepared. This hurts a little bit to watch him go through this, because the judge Petrovsky's like, here we go. This is the guy we've all been. The other judges are excited because they're like, that's the guy, and immediately just fucks it up. And you're like, God damn, dude, come on, man. You couldn't even get the first thing right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's kind of crushing in a way, but it's also a little satisfying because I think it just cuts back to him at his apartment watching that the Johnny Chan.
Johnny Chimpo.
John Chimpo.
That whole game, and realizing like his kind of calling, but then also introducing more problems when Famke comes in and is like, Worm's been running up your tab all around town, that kind of shit. Just reaffirming affirming that he's good at this thing, and then giving it a purpose, giving that plot point an engine.
Yes,
is where this starts right here, and I do like that about it a lot.
Did you read that the original character that Famke Janssen plays was supposed to be more of like a really rough and tumble, tough lady that in no way, shape, or form was attractive at all, and they just kind of said, no, never mind. Like we want Famke Janssen
Let's
in
get
here.
Famke.
We want 7 foot tall with 6 foot of legs Famke Janssen to walk in here.
Yep.
She's one of my biggest crushes from the 90s. Like I don't even care how bad her accent is and how much it changes in this movie. She's just such an exotic creature when she plays roles like this, that like even my buddy CinemaSins, who we're going to talk to someday, he gave it a sin, and his exact words are folding Famke before the flop. And I was like, you're damn right. You at least partake here, Mikey. What are you doing, buddy? You just got dumped.
It's perfect opportunity.
This is the perfect opportunity for Legs Magoo to wrap them around you, man, just like she did in Goldeneye.
Just where
Goldeneye, die between the thighs,
where
Mikey.
we came up with it. Yep.
Come on, she is just known for it. Yeah, it's like, and when she walks into that to his apartment, and she's outside, you're just
Mikey.
like, oh.
I'm like, I know what's gonna
Oh.
go.
Oh yeah, baby. No, he's like, no, I gotta study for my 3-day
No,
run.
you don't.
Well, no, you don't.
And then, by the way, he also pulls like a Mr. Mom and is just like, you want a beer? It's like
He like
7
taps her on
a.m.
the
in the
back
morning.
too.
He's
He's like, thanks.
Scotch.
Scotch.
He does. He's just like, you want some scotch or something? It's like, Jesus, you went bachelor real hard, real fast, Mike.
This is your ideal woman here, man. This girl knows poker. She knows all the people around you, and you're just like patting her on the back, but like, I'll see you sometime. Okay.
Patting on the back.
He
that
like
was
patted
brutal.
her on the back.
Yeah.
That's
Yep, that's got to be a little bit of a sting to her too. It's like, really, that's where we're at in our relationship.
Why are
I
your
thought
hands
we were
clammy,
still,
dude.
hangable, but no.
What is the movie where they like awkwardly like jump up and down?
That's just friends.
Just friends. That is
So you gave her a body shake?
the greatest of all time. It really
Oh
is.
yeah.
man.
No, it'd be worse if he offered her like, no, stay, have some chicken noodle soup or something.
Yeah, can I get you like
watch poker movie with me.
he is. Yeah, he's like, I keep
my futon.
I keep rewinding it. You know, it's like I can offer you a bowl of water or a glass of scotch. Like what do you got here, man?
Or my wiener.
Or some
What do you want?
uncooked ramen, or my wiener, some meat, some Matt Damon meat. Okay,
So I'm gonna
Meat
lump,
Damon. Sorry,
Meat Damon. I'm gonna lump all this into one thing here because I have a thought about it. This is where he goes on his run. 3 days. He's up like $7,500. You're watching him just take down game after game, not sleeping. In fact, he's wearing the same clothes during all this montages because they're implying that he never goes home. He's working hard. You have the unfortunate runs with the country club guy where he's just so tired. He needs a break. He's not winning them all, but they go to this cop game, and this scene has always pissed me off because man, they were so close, and Worm comes and messes it all up. But I think Worm is correct after this because Worm's always talking about how you always think my moves are dumb and yours are all calculated. But if Worm is this good, which he is, they should have gone to those past 3 days. Worm should have been with him at every single one of those games, dealing and basically doubling up their money so that they didn't have to make it to this cop game.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I think if
Municipal workers.
Municipal workers. If Mikey would have let Worm just show his skills off and just kept him under wraps to when he was getting too out of control, just they get out of the game, they would have had all this money before they even had to go to that municipal.
Yeah, I'm with you. And the reason he doesn't have him in the games is because he's too untrustworthy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's throwing hangers, like he's dealing.
Caught
from
a
the bottom.
hanger, Sarge.
You caught a hanger. Well, but
Hanger.
He throws these to Mike. These cards. These are the moments. If you really want to get nitpicky about it, he throws him like I think he deals him 2 kings and he flops to a king, so he's got 3 kings.
Yeah.
So at that point, Mike folds it. He folds it out and he pisses off Worm, basically throwing Worm off of his game probably. And so it's like if you would have played those, you probably wouldn't have gotten caught. Had he played those kings, then played the next hand,
Or
and
just
actually
had the
played it
conversation, like make this a plan. Be like, okay, here's how we're going to do this. You cannot do it. You cannot give me every good hand in the book. Give me some bad hands.
Yeah.
I'm going to fold from time to time. Like, have the conversation about it instead of just pissing Worm off. Worm's like, come on.
Yeah,
There's so much money here. We can do it.
You know he's volatile, so you gotta like at least rein him in a little bit. You can't just like throw his shit away. Like if he would have played that one, and then like I think that's the moment where it went awry because you're pissing off Worm. He's getting off his game, and now and then that's why he fucks up
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is brutal. I do like this scene because you can tell it's going somewhere bad.
You know it is. Even the vibe. Compare the vibe of the room he walked in with the judges to the vibe of these cops.
Yeah. It ain't
the
good.
vibe ain't good, man.
My wife and I were watching it, and she mistook Grandma for Angel in Dexter. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think so.
And then this scene happened, and we're like, holy shit, there he is.
There he is, actually. That's right.
Wrong
it is.
guy.
Batista? Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
It was just kind of funny.
One of the cops at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you going into this movie having never seen it was like, oh fuck. The minute Worm showed up, and there's that great shot of we're focused on Mikey, and you just see a shadow coming in from behind him. Like, hey, we met this guy down at the bowling alley. You're like,
uh-oh.
And Mikey knows it too. He's like, fuck, hey, I was winning before he got here. It's like, you were, but let's look at the cards, and then we'll decide what's going to happen after that. And almost their $10,000 that they had is gone.
I mean, you could even just look at his arm and be like, well, he's got an ace up his sleeve. Yeah. Even just that tell is like, we know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Caught a hanger, Sarge.
Got a hanger, Sarge.
I do like the two because they get thrown out, and I almost thought Worm was dead.
I know.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Like slow raise up shot. He doesn't like answer right away or whatever, and I almost thought that. Yeah.
I kind of forgot about this too because like how much like after this, Worm's gone.
Leaves. No, he's gone.
He's
the
gone.
rest of the movie,
Never comes back.
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Yeah. He never comes back. And he has a small mention at the end. It's like with Worm, I figure we're square.
Yeah.
That's what he says. We never see him again, which is so in a way he's just kind of dead.
Yeah,
You know, the character
Dead
is
to me.
You think he maybe got out of town like he said that they both should do?
I imagine so.
No, and he did. And keep in mind, this is pre-internet and pre cell phones and stuff like this. So as far as Worm understands, the hit's on. He doesn't know that Mikey was able to erase the debt.
Right.
So Worm's going to be in pretty much permanent hiding for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
True.
until like 2006 when like Facebook is invented, and then he's like,
It's called the Facebook.
it's called the Facebook. Then he eventually
he's like, holy shit, Mikey's on the World Series of Poker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets on MySpace, and Mike is on KGB's top 8. And he's like, oh, they must be cool now.
So here's what happens. Mikey goes on the World Series of Poker, does really well, starts making some money. Worm finds out once Facebook's invented. He comes over. He starts to fuck his life up again to where Mikey makes a bunch of mistakes, and Mikey falls in with the wrong crowd, falls into debt. Turns out this CIA program was looking for a really smart kid that has no family ties, that they could kind of rewire him, help pay. Hey man, we'll pay off all your debt, but we need you to go through this little like kind of program we have.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne created.
Treadstone.
Treadstone. Michelin.
Here's actually what happened. Edward Norton's character Worm is in jail, and he's been in jail for a long time. He's actually there for murder.
Oh shit.
And he projects this version of himself that is Mike, having this lovely girlfriend, becoming a lawyer, playing it straight, but just can't get away from this game. And so he picks himself up, and they go through this whole thing. They go through this whole story, and then this ends, and then Mike does become the World Series of Poker guy, but it's actually just a projection of Worm being in jail. He's two people. It's Fight Club.
Yeah,
It's Fight Club.
and then he gets
It's
released,
Fight Club.
and now he's just gonna work in corporate America and
Yeah,
Fight
yeah.
Club. Yeah.
It's basically Fight Club.
It's Fight Club. That's what I was getting at.
Yep.
We're the best at this.
We're good.
Well, scene 4. So desperate, Mike asks Grandma for more time, but is denied. He turns to Kanish for help, but is refused again, leading him to confess that he once beat poker legend Johnny Chan in Atlantic City and believes he can truly compete at the highest level. As a last resort, Mike asks how his law professor Pajovsky, who surprisingly loans him $10,000, Mike challenges KGB to a rematch, winner take it all. To clear the debt, he wins his first session and walks away with $20,000.
It's soggy by now.
It's gross.
Get it out of there.
God.
Well,
Can anyone explain
Can you do
to
that
me
again? Or no, I'm just kidding.
Can anyone explain to me what actually happens at a Russian bathhouse? Like, would you ever go to one?
I believe. What's his name?
Kanish.
I feel like it's just a
Aragorn.
lot of clammy hand jobs. or
Aragorn.
something.
Who plays Aragorn?
Oh, yes. Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen goes there, and two people try to put a hit on him, and
Right.
there's a whole bloody fight. I think that's what happens at Russian bathhouse.
It never
usually
seems
it's
like
just-
it's on the up and up.
It's usually I think Sean's onto something. I think it's just a place where where people go because people are going to get a hit put on them.
And deals
Yeah.
are made, like underground seedy deals are made.
Right.
I did
And
read that.
the sub thing. I think it's just a place where men can go to hang dong around other men,
Yes.
and be okay
and
with
feel
it.
comfortable hanging down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
either nude beaches where there are no women or Russian bathhouses.
Yes.
Right.
I do think it's a lot of hot cold therapy from what I understand. There's steam rooms, cold baths. Hot tubs, cold tubs. Like I think there's a lot of that going on there.
A lot
which
of shrinkage.
A lot of vodka.
vodka. You know,
Vodka.
they got the vodka and vodka.
You're drinking vodka. Nice. Drinking vodka.
Did you get the? I saw a lot of debate on this online, so I'm wondering if people agree with this or not. He tells this Johnny Chan story to Kanish. I've never told anyone this. First of all, I would tell everyone that.
Yeah,
Like,
no kidding.
It's not like a top secret thing. You don't tell anyone. You go home and immediately go, guys, fuck.
I beat the best in the world.
You guys are
Oh
not
my
going to
God.
fucking believe this.
I beat him.
I'm literally quitting my lawyer job school stuff, and I'm going all in on poker because I just beat the best in the world.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
That's what you do. But then secondly, I get the vibe that the money he made right then and there is what's and the money he made and the confidence he had is what set him directly over to KGB.
Right.
But online, a lot of people kind of debate that was the catalyst to what made that happen. But that's the vibe I get.
Why would you feel the need to beat KGB after you beat Johnny Chan, though?
I don't think
You take your money, your 3 stacks of high society, and you go immediately to Vegas. You were already in Vegas.
Yeah, I know. Like that's the thing.
You
like,
left Vegas.
He was gonna bankroll it for like what's the goal? I guess going into that game, if that game has a $25,000 buy-in,
Whatever.
right? That he's supposedly has. So that means $25,000 buy-in. If there's how many guys sitting around the table? Like let's say 6. So that's $150,000, $150,000 game that they're playing. So is that what the goal is? I mean,
But he
'cause that's the only
gets up
thing.
and leaves after beating him on one hand.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you beat the best.
It doesn't necessarily mean going to try and beat KGB. It doesn't mean we didn't get any backstory that like KGB is the one to beat, especially like around this New York City area.
He's better than Johnny Chan, but
Or like
but he's banned from competing in Las Vegas,
and we don't get the vibe that that's important to Mike.
Yeah.
other than that he lost to him.
Yeah,
But this is talking before that, obviously.
yeah.
And so that's kind of one of my flaws about this whole thing.
And that's what I mean is like I don't know if it's as much about going to beat KGB as it is to like create a bigger stack so he can go to Vegas.
maybe that's what it is.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. It's like
that place does have a lot of money.
It's the
running
high
through
stakes
it.
place that is a no
He knows
limit
he can do it.
place.
He's hot. Let's go.
Yes, and he's like, I can do this. I know I can do this. I can walk through anybody if I can work John Chan, and I can go and do this, and I can take a big stack, and then I can make my run.
This is where
That's my thought.
No, this is where John
makes
Turturro
sense.
really shines, though, too, in this scene, because I love. When I first saw this when I was younger, I didn't like him as much, this character that he provides. But now, being older, you understand the difference between chasing dreams versus paying your bills. You know, like when you're young, yeah, you can do this. You can play for the thrill of victory. You can play for the chance to like beat the best. But I owe rent, alimony, child support. I play for money so my kids can eat. I got stones enough to not chase cards.
Right.
Like, and chase the action, which is everybody gives him shit. Like, oh, he knows so much, but he doesn't play. He's like, he only plays when he knows he can win. And that is what, when you get older, you start to realize that more, that you got to be more like Kanish than these other fucking guys going to the Taj on the weekends. Every weekend we're going to play, we're going to win big,
Yeah.
I relate more to Kanish now than I ever have.
True, I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because Kanish is the teacher Martin Landau is like, you could choose one of these paths, and one way is right and one way is wrong, vice versa, whatever. But if you do choose this path, there is dangers that come with it, unless you're like Kanish, where he's just like, I use this to pay my bills, but Mike has it in him where he wants to be the best.
Yes.
And you have to decide if that's a flaw for you or not. You have to decide if that's if that's what's going to satiate your needs or not.
Yeah. It is. It's the goals. It's the battle of the goals, and like if you're young, you have time for dreams. Mm-hmm. When you're older and you have those other responsibilities, it's like you don't have
risk.
Yeah, you don't have that time for risk. You have you only have time for, what and it's like that's just what it is.
Well, and what a like heartfelt moment again from Martin Landau, from Petrovsky. The fact that he goes there and asks for this money, and that he believes enough in him to give this to him. It actually kind of bummed me out that we didn't get to see him again, that he didn't get to give the money to him.
Yeah, you just kind of hear about it.
What's the fucking rush, bro? Just wait until your Petrovsky wakes up and take him out for coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that seat's waiting for me in Vegas at the World Series of Poker. I gotta go.
My bus leaves in 13 minutes.
This scene actually hit the hardest for me.
Yes.
Because, man, asking for money is the worst feeling in the world. But
especially,
you know what?
From this guy.
Receiving it is the best feeling in the world, which also makes it, again, the worst feeling in the world. You know what I mean by that?
Yep.
Because you're down and out, someone's nice enough to give you that money, and then receiving it is like, oh shit, you just solved all my problems.
But did you?
But the burden and the just the putting them out, I guess, is also the worst feeling. I don't know if you guys have ever been there.
He doesn't know that he's going to be able to pay this
I'm sure a lot
back.
of people have, but yeah, it's that, I don't ever want to be in that position ever again.
And for that, Io. It's like, what a delivery, Martin Landau. I love you. Be my grandpa.
That is that line and that exchange between them, even for Matt Damon and that too, like inside that exchange, like you can really feel it on both sides of that table. You really can, about like, it's so hard to ask for this. It is so hard to like, and it's like, it's hard to give, but it's hard for different reasons. And when he says, if it must be tonight, I can only do like 10,000. And he's like,
must be tonight.
And he like looks up, he's like, would you do that for me? Like, you would do that? Like, so it's a very powerful moment in the movie.
Okay. It's time to discuss John Malkovich.
Oh, sorry.
Pounders. When you talk about John Malkovich in the movie Rounders as Teddy KGB, the first thing that anybody's probably going to want to talk about is his accent as this Russian mobster. And I will admit, it might be one of the worst accents ever put to screen, but something about John Malkovich being the guy delivering it and being this wild, over-the-top character with his Oreos and his thrusting in the back, watching TV and boxing, and the fact that John Malkovich mostly deals in silence and facial and moves, and his great acting. I don't care. I love this accent, and I love everything about Teddy KGB in this movie.
I couldn't agree more. I said it in Con Air. That you need this over-the-top villain, and even like Cliffhanger with John Lithgow.
Yes.
I wanted the more over-the-top from him. I wanted him to be that, like, chew this motherfucking roll up.
That's what he's doing.
And John Malkovich is one of the kings of it. And this is no different, and I'm so happy to see this for the first time. I've seen, like, clips of John Malkovich in this, but seeing this for the first time, and you're right, there are moments where you're just like, ooh, I don't know. And then like there are the other moments of him just silently looking at Mike and knowing exactly what he's thinking. And then like that's the juxtaposition. That's the brilliance. That's Nick Cage, to be honest, as well. John Malkovich doing this is perfect. I love it.
And the beauty of that first game is like he just cleans them out. So that's it. So your big man come in and beat me. Must be so.
I feel so unsatisfied.
Like a schoolboy coming for a quickie. Like he just it's so fucking good, man.
It is over the top as all get out. I think there was even a thing of like some of the first scenes they shot or something with John were some of these like just going way over the top. Yes. and Matt Damon's just like, really? And like everyone's applauding and like really excited about his performance, and it was maybe even more over the top than what he actually was the final cut. And he's just like, Malkovich just like leans over, he's like, that's what you can get away with when you're the fucking top actor. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, God dang,
he's like doing it on purpose. Like, what can I get away with?
It's like he did that and like got applause for it, and then he probably dialed it back and did this right. But man, oh man, it's like, you want a cookie? Like, just fuck.
I'm sure that was even his like choice.
His tray of cookies
to like do that. He's like, I'm just gonna have, like Oreos kind of look like chips. That's gonna be my character's thing.
Yes.
It's like the background of my character is when I first got over to America, the first thing I was given was these fucking Oreos, and I've eaten them ever since.
Yes.
And that's what it is for him. He just munches on these things constantly.
And you know what? It can be seen as over the top, and
of course,
with the story aspect as well. Though I will have to say that like, this is the Goliath, or like
it's the end boss.
Yes, it's the end boss. It needs to be a little over the top. It needs to be a little outlandish for this kind of cool movie throughout this thing. Like I said, John Malkovich is in the beginning scene and right here. So this whole movie without him has been this kind of cool, calm, collected Martin Landau thespian kind of movie until now. And I think it takes a swing. And it really hits it, I think.
Yeah, it does. It takes it. I like the way you say that. Taking a swing, it works.
It takes a gamble.
Exactly.
Damn it, Michael.
I'm recommending you for the middle.
I need to go on record here.
I just want to go on record.
Can our joke bell be called the middle of merit now?
I was thinking about it since I listened back to The Departed. I think it should be. Yes.
And instead of actually handing it over, you just go, I'm recommending you for the middle of merit.
It's right there, but
I'm recommending you for
none of us want to reach for
There's
it.
only one at the end of the year, and we have to go back to all of our recommendations.
God dang. I'm recommending.
It's either best joke or most profound.
Well, let's do final scene here. So before he can leave, KGB mocks him, and Mike decides to keep playing and raises the stakes. In the final hand, Mike lures KGB into going all in and beats him. KGB explodes in anger, but ultimately acknowledges Mike's win and lets him leave unscathed. With over $60,000 in winnings, Mike pays off his debts, drops out of law school, says goodbye to Joe, and heads to Las Vegas to chase his poker dreams. Do you guys come back for more if you're him? You just came in and just killed him. You beat him.
There's something in me. That voice within me is like, yeah, I would, because my wife and I were just at a casino like a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And I was just playing the slots because I'm so good at them.
They're great.
And I was rolling, and it like kept going up, and I'm like, sick. And then this old lady came and talked to us, like, 'cause she was like, "Are you guys married?" And this is really sweet. And then she broke our hearts. Like, yeah, my husband died. We used to go to the casinos all the time. So she was talking to us like this, and we're kind of getting to know her. And then she looked at my thing, and she's like, "Oh no, you never leave a winning bet." And I'm like, okay, cool. So she went away, and I immediately cashed out.
No, dude.
Fuck, I don't give a shit.
I'm
no. Never walk away from a heater.
So you would have been like, make fun of me all you want. I need to, because he won 20 grand. So he doubled his 10. Now he's paid off his debt. He has $5,000 extra.
Yep.
He's very close to paying off Petrovsky now.
Yeah.
He's got to make $5 more elsewhere doing small stuff. He's safe. You're walking away. You're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. In this aspect, because there is the revenge aspect as well.
Kind of got it, but KGB perfectly plays him. It's like, well, after all, it was just your money that I paid you back. Also, it's that chicken thing, the Back to the Future thing.
Because he throws his Oreo tray at Grandma, right? So
not until I think yeah, you're right.
Because does KGB know that Mike knows his tell?
Mike doesn't figure it out until the very last hand.
Okay.
The second to last hand.
Okay.
So he doesn't know it at this point.
Okay, that's right. He doesn't know it at this point. Second to last hand. He throws it. By that time, he figures out. He does figure.
So he comes back in. He lures him back in. Goes, fuck it, raise the blinds. Let's go. I'm ready to go. I'm confident, fucking Mikey McD here.
Because he says, once that happens, he says, you figure out a guy's tell. The rule is you figure out a guy's tell. You don't let him know that. So I normally I would let KGB go on munching Oreos until I cleaned them all out.
Yeah.
But I don't have time for that.
Yes.
I've only got till morning. That's what he says.
So he's almost lost all of his money, and KGB's like, it must be pretty frustrating to come back in here. And he plays. KGB knows almost what Mike has. Mike has a monster hand that kind of like the first shot, like he should have gone all in with the hand he had. But he figures out the tell and flops him and even shows him the cards. He's like, the fuck? You flopped this monster? Like, because KGB knows he would have won the rest of his money on that hand. But Mike figured it out. So then the next hand is when we get this final hand, which is basically a complete reversal of what happened in the first hand, because we don't know what KGB has. But we're assuming that KGB probably had two aces again in his hand. So he basically had three of a kind on this final hand.
Yeah.
No other thing could have possibly beat his hand except for one hand, and it is the one that Mikey had. So it's a complete flip-flop from the first time we saw them to now, to where KGB, of course, he went all in and started sprinkling the pot.
Yeah.
He's got the second best hand possible, and he's gambling, going, because Mikey played him. He thought you were waiting for the 8 or the 9, and you didn't get it. It must be so terrible, though.
The way he milks this man, like sprinkling the chips and shit, and the way that it's shot too is just so good. And like there's even that shot where he's like undoing the Oreo, and it kind of perfectly racks focus of him like looking up at Mike. So good. Fuck, that's hard to do.
It's amazing.
It's really hard to do.
Yeah, and so just to be clear there too. What portion of this is the tell?
There's debates on it online. They think whether if he eats the cookie, if he takes a bite of it, he's got a good hand. Which actually is really stupid if that is his tell.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Is like it seems like every part of this is a stupid part of it. It's a bad tell.
Yeah.
It really is.
Like a blatant tell.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I think they don't necessarily tell you what his tell is.
Yeah.
Because they don't want it to seem that stupid.
Yeah.
Is it the split of the cookie? Is it him listening?
I always thought it was him like hearing the cookie talk to him.
Like listening to the cookie.
But I think that's what he wants you to think.
Yeah.
Is he wants you to think he's crazy and he's listening to the cookie. Okay. But yeah, the movie doesn't actually, I think, tell you what the tell is.
Yeah. And I like that because it could be real fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It could be really fucking stupid.
That was always my thing about this. I was like, if this is his tell, this is pretty pathetic. like nobody's figured this out. He runs the club. He plays like every fucking game that goes on here. No one's really figured this out. Come on. Some kind of bullshit.
I totally get it. Yeah, but like this all still works, man. Like it. Yeah. It's still like I gotta say, like John Dahl's movies. Watch some of them. Watch especially Red Rock West. It's fucking amazing. Maybe we should save it for May and the other May if we do another May Uncaged. That's a great neo-noir sort of movie.
Ooh, okay.
And I just like the way he shoots movies, and this movie looks really good too. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like that they don't put Joe and him back together? I do like they get a final goodbye, but I like that it's not.
It's a mutual sort of, I like the, there's other movies that do this, but we had a good time.
Yeah.
Like,
we're not compatible. They're clearly not compatible.
and she's like, I'll be your lawyer anytime.
Call me.
Yeah.
If you need a lawyer.
Exactly.
It
That's
is
a great line.
It is a little bit like dumb. Like, I'm heading to see what I got in Vegas. And like, I don't necessarily like that, but also whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, what else was he going to do? Like, go back to driving Kanish's truck?
Yeah.
We needed some sort of final moment, final hurrah for Mike. We need to see him off into the sunset, not just in like back to where he was. We need something for him.
Something.
Not just him back at like if he's beat KGB, if that's the goal and he's done that, he's won it, he's been there, where else is he going to go?
He's got to go.
He's got to go someplace else. Yeah.
Well, anything else you want to say on Rounders, boys?
That's about it.
We have dissected it with a modern eye. Time to give it a modern day rating. I believe I started. I'll start this one. It's still a lot of fun. It's a great movie. I'm glad. I had a feeling that at least one of you guys had never seen it, which is why I was glad to put it in this thing. It's one of my favorite Matt Damon young roles. I love Ed Norton in it. I love the surrounding cast. It's great, but also the more you watch it, the kind of more boring it gets. So I think this might be one of these movies where I've seen it maybe the most, and I might possibly be the lowest rating, but it's because I've seen it a lot. I know what happens. It gets a little predictable and boring. Poker's not my favorite thing. I'd rather see the world of casinos than just poker.
Yep.
So okay, whatever. Some okay things, but mostly it is better than just a movie. I'm going to give it a 7.1 for myself. Sean, what about you?
Couldn't agree more, man. I'm so glad that you picked this. I had always seen this cover at video stores. Like I said, I probably rented it a few times and just never watched it for whatever reason. And like I've already said, that I think John Dahl's an underrated director. I think this movie looks really, really smooth and really slick. The performances are great. Martin Landau, Matt Damon, Edward Norton, just all kind of kill it. And even the peripheral characters, like whoever, I forget his name, but Mike Rispoli or something like that, who plays Grandma.
Like Grandma, yeah.
Really great. I like him a lot. He's really good in Summer of Sam. But yeah, all in all, basically, this movie boils down to it's fucking cool, but it is just about poker. And that's kind of it. I can't see myself returning to it much. It is a little long to be a movie just about poker, to be honest. But I don't know. I was just kind of taken with this. I think it's just a fucking cool movie, and I'm glad I watched it. 7.1 as well.
7.1 for Sean. AJ, what about you?
I like this movie. I love a good poker movie. I like a gambling movie. I like the risk, that comes along with these types of movies. I just think that and I enjoy Matt Damon in this. This is maybe one of my favorites that we've done of the month. Possibly.
Nice.
Right, a good month, guys. By the way, it does bring us up to 7 Matt Damon roles per the Jarrett Layoff Confused Breakfast.
Okay.
He is now officially in the hunt for a Rushmore.
Wow.
Okay. Yep. I think it is. I think it's a lot of fun. I enjoy watching it. I think, like you say, all the peripheral characters really lend to it. Some of the stuff does annoy me. Like some character, it's almost like too easy of an out for Joe to be so easily upset by this stuff. Mm-hmm. Granted, yes, I get it. He lost his bankroll and everything, and had to kind of resort. It's but just it seems like sometimes it's too easy of an out for a character to be upset about something, and then that's a catalyst.
I get you. Yeah.
But that's pretty nitpicky, I suppose. I think I'm a little bit higher than you guys on this. I think I enjoy it because. This is a movie. I've said it before. It makes me feel cooler than I am.
Yep.
Smarter than I am.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I will give this a 7.6.
Hell yeah, dude.
7.6. We got to check in with Starling. Starling says, so Rounders needs to lighten the fuck up a little. Matt Damon's Goodwill Gambling character opens the movie with a dystopian monologue about poker life. It's the beginning of Mad Max. He chose to waste his Ivy League brain on the seedy underbelly of the poker world, which I thought would be fun, not so damn bleak. Oof. Then we've got Edward Norton as Worm, a walking red flag with a knack for running up debt and dragging Mike into an endless mess. He exists solely to screw up Mike's life so we can pretend Matt Damon's Mike has emotional depth. But instead of adding tension, Worm just makes you wonder why Mike still hangs out with someone trying to pass off compulsive gambling as a legitimate career objective. And then there's John Malkovich, serving up a performance so absurdly over the top as Russian mobster Teddy KGB that it borders on parody. Every scene with him feels like watching a bad Bond villain go full method on an Oreo.
Totally. Good.
Everything about this movie is trying too hard. It's the cinematic equivalent of a Cybertruck. I hate how dank and brooding the whole thing is. Why is it shot so unnecessarily dark? It's like the filmmakers thought a gray haze painted over the lens would somehow add depth, but it just makes everything feel heavier than it needs to be. The movie really wants poker to be a metaphor for life. High stakes, tough calls, knowing when to hold them. But ultimately, it's just a 2-hour PSA on why you should never loan money to law school dropouts with martyr complexes. Rounders isn't horrible, and it's worth a watch, but don't expect it to make you want to play poker or actually root for anyone. If you're into movies where emotionally stunted men take life advice from card tables, congrats. This one's for you. 6.5. So
he's bringing us down to earth.
It's all right, though.
It's okay.
As a group, we are a 7.08.
Perfect.
Which is just about right. That ties in 134th spot with The Mummy. We think Wayne's World and Austin Powers and Fast and the Furious are better.
Okay, thank God.
But we think this is better than Bloodsport, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and Three Amigos.
It's not better than Bloodsport.
Well,
let's get that straight.
Well, we hope
we might get it straight next year.
That's true.
We hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for being here. May of Damon is officially over. We're going to start June with UHF, followed by Batman Forever. Also, if you're new to the podcast, go back this time last year. National Treasure ended May of Swayze. It's been a good time.
It's been a good time. Matt Damon.
May of Swayze Uncaged.
Matt Damon,
sorry.
if you're listening, which I'm sure you are.
Yeah,
of course you are. If you want to hang out, drop us a line, jump on a call with us. We'll discuss your whole catalog.
We will.
So
Absolutely.
we're happy to do it, man.
We figured you out, like I said.
Yep.
I will say that this has been a surprising month.
Nice.
I didn't know how this was going to go. But I'm happy. I watched a new movie that I really like.
Yeah.
And I compared this. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this because Nicolas Cage is like this. He's a memeable character.
Oh, yeah.
In the world. Matt Damon is just kind of Matt Damon.
Yeah.
But I like this journey a lot.
It's a good.
like
you got
this
to get out of your comfort zone sometimes.
Yes.
We're glad we could do that. to you.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to Logan on the controls here at Upload Media Group. He's getting our pizza for us. UploadMediaGroup.com. We're also on the Cloud 10 network. Learn more at cloud10.fm. Pay that man his monies.
Pay that man.
He beat me.
He beat
me.
Straight up.
Thanks again for listening, guys. We really appreciate it. Make sure you're checking us out on YouTube here in the studio, hanging out with us live and in person in the studs. Check us out on social media. Search for Confused Breakfast at Confused Breakfast anywhere on social media. And please leave us a review. 5 stars on any platform that you're listening on. Write us a comment on Spotify or an Apple Podcast. Write us a review. We love to read them.
Go to confusedbreakfast.com as well to see the merch that we have. You can see the shirts. We have new shirts up there. It's awesome. I believe it. You can go to confusedbreakfast.com as well to see the ratings of the movies that we have covered. You can see AJ's ratings. You can see Mike's ratings. And you can see my ratings and the show's ratings overall. Goodbye. I love you.
Thanks to Brian on the controls here at Upload Media Group. Learn more at uploadmediagroup.com and learn more about our network Cloud 10 at cloud10.fm. We love you so much. Go on to the next video.